Welcome to the Ear for Fear podcast, the horror movie podcast that boils and ghouls and dead alike are screaming for. Don't be afraid to listen as Rick and the Creeps bore their way into your brains, slither down onto your arteries, into your still beating hearts.
Hi, welcome to the Ear for Fear podcast. This is the podcast that talks about scary movies or movies trying to be scary. No delay. I didn't do the delay this time.
Dude, I was waiting for the delay.
I know. I was going to delay it, but I delayed it in our last episode. I'm Rick. I got Morris.
Hey.
I got Darren.
What's up?
Today, we're going to be doing something a little different. We're going to do a top 5, and the top 5 we're going to do is monster movies. Let's see. I always forget. Monster Movie Man 13 is Morris. Darren's got music on Astral Fractured.
It's SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, Astral Fractured.
Yeah.
Check it out. Show them love. All that good stuff. Because I'll forget later on. Monster movies, our top 5. None of us know what the top 5 is.
For each
of us.
Yeah, each of us. We haven't shared it. In fact, I got mine covered up because
Mine's covered too.
I didn't want all my secrets coming out. And let's see. Monsters. So ghosts don't apply. Zombies don't apply because that's what like a virus or something that's contagious.
They were just people.
They were just people. Vampires, not so much. Slashers wouldn't count because, you're not going to use a weapon. That's not what monsters do.
werewolves or were anything.
Yeah.
Well,
Am I missing any other caveats to what constitutes a monster movie?
We wanted to constitute our own version of what we would deem a monster movie. There are monsters. Monsters can be human.
Sure.
I mean, Dahmer and Gacy and Bundy, they're monsters. But this is
for the sake of this episode. They're not a monster.
Yeah,
a monster.
Right.
Quote unquote monster.
We wanted to delve deeper into monsterdom.
Monsterdom. That's pretty good.
Dum dum
Monsterdom.
dum dum.
Dum 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 dum. What was I gonna say? No spoilers because we're just gonna talk about random shit. So no spoilers necessary.
Unless. Yeah, maybe.
No, there's no spoilers.
What else? And we're gonna start with honorable mentions and work our way up.
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we did top 5, right? So, a couple, I have 2 honorable mentions. I don't, Morris has got more than that because Morris loves him some monster movies.
That's why I'm monster movie man.
Monster movie man. I think because he's monster movie man, I think we should start with him, right?
Sure.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah. Anything else we should say ahead of time? Not really, huh?
No.
This is pretty cut and dry.
Yeah. And there's no wrong answer here because it's just everybody's list.
No wrong answer. Unless you have a zombie or a ghost or something.
Our picks are subjective to how we feel. And this isn't what we feel is what everybody would deem the best monster movie. These are our own personal favorites.
Correct. Yep. Correct. So without further ado, Monster Movie Man. Monster Movie Man Morris.
Let me delve
Morris
deep.
Monster Movie. I'm trying to get all these variations here.
All right. Some of the ones that didn't reach my list were very, very close, and they're all kind of on the same plane. A lot of my monsters are space monsters. Aliens.
Oh, okay.
I could go with what didn't come to on my list would be like the Slither Slugs, which you could also say the Night of the Creep Slugs, which you can also say Shivers, Cronenberg Shivers slugs.
That's right.
Those are great monsters because they infect your brain and they make you do crazy shit, but not what they turn you into because oftentimes they turn you into a zombie. We're talking about just the creatures, the monsters themselves of the slugs. So that was one I thought about putting on here.
Yeah, yeah.
Other monster, any aquatic, stuff.
Yes.
Like Jaws,
Swamp Thing. Oh,
Jaws,
Piranha.
Piranha. Those are mostly nature run amok, but the Meg, it's a monster because it's it's a creature from a lot of aquatic stuff. Anyway,
yeah,
that out of the way.
Yeah.
I thought about again more space stuff. I was thinking of the green slime. There's these creatures from the green slime. It's a movie, came out in the 60s. These are corny looking creatures, but they have these tentacles and this big eye.
Yeah.
They kind of affected me as a kid. So they almost made the list. Anyway, shit, I could just go on and on, but I'll end there.
All right.
Yeah.
So go ahead and give us your number 5.
My number 5?
Number 5. Oh man, we should have had like some sort
number
of sound
5
effect.
comes from a 1990 movie. Any guesses?
Ooh, hold on a second. 1990. The Fly was no. Fly was 86. 86.
Yeah.
Hold on. 1990. Let me think about this here. 1990. Hold on. Let me look at my list.
Little Shop of Horrors.
No, it was 86.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So my number 5 pick is the Graboids from Tremors.
Oh,
I love
or the movie Tremors.
Tremors.
Because it's the movie. It's
Okay.
not really it's the movie.
Right.
But yeah. Okay.
I
cool.
love
Yeah, I
Tremors.
was going to say it, but I didn't want to
I think it's one of the perfect monsters because it's a creature. It's prehistoric. It's been under the ground forever. Lord knows how long it's been here in this, in this realm, in this narrative. So they're just awesome. I love the Graboids.
I think Tremors is a great movie because I just it has that campy feel. It has a great monster in it. It has some awesome acting. It has a lot of humor in it. No, it's so funny because that's my number 5.
No way.
It is my number 5.
Is it really?
It is my number 5.
That's crazy.
But let me give you my 2 honorable mentions because then we
Okay.
could talk more about Tremors.
Yeah.
But I have 2 honorable mentions, and they're monster movies. And there was a few that I left off. I did leave off The Fly because I believe it is a monster. Even though he was human, he turned into a monster.
Yeah, he's a monster.
And even though I love The Fly, and I think it's a great movie by David Cronenberg, and Jeff Goldblum is awesome, but it didn't make my list. My number 7, I guess, if I had a 7, because it's honorable mention, would be Gremlins, because I think Gremlins is a great monster movie. It's a fucking awesome monster movie. And every time, I always look at it like if a movie's on and I'm watching it, even though I've seen it a million times, that's how it resonates with me.
It's interesting because when I think of Gremlins, I don't categorize it as horror, even though I get it.
Yeah.
I don't categorize it as horror.
Well, they're
To me-
monsters.
No, sure they are, but that's just more campy funny to me. Like, I don't know. No, I know, but doesn't come across as
That's
horror
okay.
to me.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Number 6, or my honorable mention, would be Slither. So you brought up Slither. And that was tough for me because, I could go Night of the Creeps, which I really love because it's essentially the same premise.
Right.
But I think Slither, for me, it was more monster. Like when I always forget the actor's name. What's his name that plays the monster?
I
know I draw a blank every
Jesus.
time. Cliffhanger and I don't know why I always forget his name. But I mean when he all of a sudden they start kind of like joining in and morphing into this big nasty thing. That seems more monstrous than I would say Night of the Creeps. So that's my honorable
Michael
mention.
Rooker.
Michael Rooker, thank you. I don't know why I can never remember his name. And I really like him.
Yeah.
But then my number 5 was Tremors.
Yeah.
I think Tremors is a fucking awesome movie.
It is an
dude.
awesome movie.
Yeah.
Like when that sucker is on, I'm always watching it.
I never see it on. Where
Never?
Where is it on? Like
TBS.
Yeah, or maybe IFC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, no, but like you said, Morris, I mean, it's a great movie. like I said, all those elements. It has some, it has the monster, which of course we need. It has some really good acting. It has some humor. There's just a lot of chemistry with Kevin Bacon and Fred Ward, who passed away, I think, recently. It was just it's just that great chemistry.
It's got that. Well, it's got the similarity thing to the Dune.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Where it's like it
Dune
senses
worm.
like
yeah. But no, I mean, other than all the sequels, whatever.
Yeah.
But at face value, I think Tremors is an awesome monster movie. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I got for number 5. Yeah.
All right. Am I up?
You're up, man. Honorable mentions.
Okay.
Oh no.
Tremors.
It's okay, dude.
Yeah.
It's your list.
I've seen that movie a bunch of times. I mean, the first time I saw it I was like way younger,
Yeah.
I love the movie. I don't know. Like they're just, it just didn't make it.
It didn't make the cut.
No, there were just too many other.
Yeah. It's hard.
It was hard. And I probably redid this list because this is the first one that I've done with you guys. That's a top 5.
I think this is only our second.
Yeah.
Because we did 1980 with Boogeyman Ben.
Yeah. And so I thought it was going to be a breeze. I'm like, oh, this guy cursed through, And then every time I would finish the list, I would like, oh God, I forgot about that one. And then that would inevitably make me have to reshuffle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I got Tremors for honorable mention and The Blob.
The 1980. 80.
Yeah, 80. Not the original,
Yeah.
but yeah.
88. God,
88.
88.
Yeah, so those are The Blob almost made it. Almost made it to the end of that top, but in the end, no, because then I started to think of other ones. And I'm like, yeah. So my number 5 is Jeepers Creepers.
Nice.
Oh, you know what's funny is I didn't even consider Jeepers Creepers, but absolutely a monster.
No, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a demon.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it. And that's a great movie.
I love the whole story, the whole mythos of that creature, the whole, it gets to feed for like
23 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then it goes dormant. It feeds
feeds for 23 days, and then it goes dormant for
23 years or something like that.
Yeah, damn it. I'm like pissed.
The whole premise of it, and it looked freaking cool.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it's like a scarecrow, and it's like, geez, the whole thing, the whole premise of everything.
Excellent. I mean, dude, I love that movie. Okay, but did it ever bother you that he had a customized license plate?
Yeah.
So where did he go to get that? Did he go to the DMV and go get a customized license plate? Like, how did that happen?
That's hilarious.
Or did he just find a truck that said "Be
eating you"?
I think it was just one of those things where it makes you wonder.
Suspend belief. How we always say on this podcast, suspend belief.
The writer decided to make it cool, but didn't really want to.
Damn, I don't know why that didn't even cross my mind, but that is a great movie.
Yeah.
That's a great creature too.
It is.
Monster.
So
it is.
Darren, do you remember a movie? Remember we were talking about movies of the week. Do you remember a movie from the 70s, and you might remember it more than Rick, called Gargoyles? And it was about archaeologists in the desert, and they were digging up some ruins, and then they accidentally open up this like portal in these caves, and these gargoyles came out.
I don't know if I have.
That's what Jeepers Creepers, when we first saw it.
Yeah.
Is that what it reminded you of?
It reminded me of it was like inspired by gargoyles.
Interesting.
And, oh gosh, what's his name? Bernie Casey.
Yeah.
He was the main gargoyle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I don't think I ever saw that.
Dude, it's...
When in the 70s?
It's maybe 75.
72.
Oh, 72?
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
Damn. I was like not even a year old. You guys were like 10.
Oh, yeah. Look at it. Oh, my God.
It totally
I just
does.
pulled up a picture, and it absolutely looks like the
Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
This is where I always like, it's hard anymore to come up with an original idea, right? Without borrowing something.
Yeah, there's always like an homage to something else.
Something. Yeah. I mean, we talked about that in our Rosemary's Baby episode where we feel that Ari Aster kind of borrowed a lot from that for Hereditary. But
right.
Damn.
Jeepers Creepers is awesome.
That is a good one. Shit. I forgot about that one. That's okay. I'm still sticking.
You're sticking with your guns
with my 5.
Okay.
I hope.
All right. Is it my turn?
Your turn.
All right. Mine is a monster.
This is number 5.
Number 4.
This is
number
4.
4.
Yeah.
This is a monster that it was hard for me to track down exactly what movie was the best that would represent this particular monster. And it's one of my favorite monsters.
Okay, hold on. No, I don't want to guess because I think I know what it is, but I don't want to ruin. Oh,
Yeah. I think you know.
oh no! Now I don't. I thought at first. No, I almost want to think it's King Kong or Godzilla. Is it Godzilla?
It's Godzilla.
Yeah, it's Godzilla.
And
Because
which
he
one?
loves himself.
Which
some
one
God-
though?
So
That's
okay. So
yeah.
Godzilla has different eras.
Yeah.
So the original era was called the Showa era, and that was from 1954 to 1975. That is my era.
That's okay.
And then the Heisei,
Would that be the Ultraman era?
that would be the Ultraman era.
Okay.
Was the 54 to 75.
Yeah.
Is that the ones with the rubber suit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are
yeah.
fucking.
So what they call it tokusatsu man in suit movie.
Man in suit,
And in Godzilla, the 1954 version kind of ushered in the man in suit kind of. And it's not so much the man in suit as it is they built a lot of intricate, like small scale stuff for them to destroy.
Yeah.
So that was like because you had to get that perspective, and that was the only way that they could, because they thought about doing it like King Kong style, where it was the animation.
Yeah, that didn't work for me.
I liked it because
Yeah.
it's like Ray Harryhausen stuff,
Yeah.
But the one movie that kind of, because I loved them all.
Yeah.
But my favorite one was Destroy All Monsters, where all the monsters were there.
Oh, that makes
Ghidorah, Rodan, Mothra.
Mothra.
Yeah. Gorgosaur, they were all there on Monster Island. And the fact that they had the aliens, with the Asian aliens with the Devo glasses.
Oh yeah.
And they're the ones that had the King Ghidorah, the three-headed
Oh
monster.
yeah.
Yeah, just the fact that they had all the monsters, and my favorite monster being Godzilla.
Godzilla. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of a Godzilla whore.
Well, no, he's definitely a Godzilla.
It's interesting,
fan.
like over the years, all the iterations of Godzilla
Oh, yeah.
and how his roar has changed.
Totally.
Yeah.
See, it would be hard for me because I appreciate the Godzilla stuff,
Right.
like the King Kong stuff, but I don't like it as much as Morris does.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't even make my list, and that'd be hard for him because I know how much he loves Godzilla.
Yeah, I do like the most current iteration of Godzilla.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure about the Matthew Broderick one.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. I
Yeah.
only saw that one time. It was whatever for me.
Yeah.
The last couple have been kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
mean what was the last one with Kong?
Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah, Kong versus
that
Godzilla.
movie was good.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I watched them, some of them as a kid, and I thought they were cool, but it never it didn't I guess grab me like
Well, I think
Morris
it's
did.
mostly like nostalgia bait for me.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I grew up with that, and it's always kind of remained one of my favorite. I know how cheesy they are. I'm not blind to that, but they are cheesy, man in suit kind of movies. But yeah, that Destroy All Monsters, my number 4.
Destroy All Monsters. All right,
That's a 1968 film.
So let me see here. Shit, my number 4 is, we've already mentioned it. It's in the 80s.
Oh yeah, I know what that is.
Do you know what it is?
I do.
What is it?
Jaws.
Nope.
The Blob.
Oh, the
Morris,
Blob.
Morris got it. The Blob, the 1988 version. I love this movie. Like, I could watch it. It's so funny. Donovan and I were talking about it the other day, and we did an episode on it, however long ago that was. And Donovan goes, I was surprised on how much I liked it. And I was like, yeah, because it's a really cool movie. It's still got that 80s feel where it's not.
Yeah.
It hasn't yet got jumped out of the 80s into the 90s, where a lot of the movies like that, a lot of the horror movies had a different feel to it.
Yeah.
It still kind of captured that 80s feel.
Yeah.
And it again, all the stuff that I love, right? It had some cool effects, like really cool effects. It had some humor. It has the campiness in it. And again, some of the just 80s actors that we grew up watching, and really for me, it's the effects and the kills.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're the what was it, the dishwasher or the cook getting pulled into the
and
his dude, shit like that. I love it, man.
Yeah.
You know, and so yeah, that's my number 4 is The Blob.
Nice.
I never get tired of watching that one.
Would a killer tomato be considered a monster?
Yeah.
I think so. It's not human, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, is that even a good? I think I saw parts of that movie when I was
That's
a
a
kid.
shit movie.
Yeah.
I think it was terrible, right?
I've seen the first one and the second one long time ago. So yeah, they're
Pretty bad.
cheesy.
Attack of the Killer.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's kind of a cool name, right? Like that alone would get people to watch it. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
All they did was stage people to like scream, and then
Yeah.
people were like pelted with tomatoes.
Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Basically,
Probably made way over their bushes.
That wasn't my number 4. But
No, I
just
I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was. All right, man. So what do you got?
All right, man. My number 4 is It.
Nice.
All right, yeah, the clown.
Either one,
Yeah.
really. I mean, I like
The
them.
newer versions or the TV show version?
Even
It doesn't matter.
Even the TV,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean the new ones. Those movies are arguably better.
Right.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, I don't even. think
I feel
we
like
argue.
you do. Where you know, when we saw the first It, we were probably 21 when that came out.
Yeah.
So it didn't affect us like it did other people at that time because they saw it when they were kids, you
Yeah.
know. But it was done well.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the newer ones, I think they flesh out the story and it flows a little bit better.
The backstory of
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I mean, you know what's not to like, man.
Right.
I mean, you know, that creepy ass spider creature thing, you know, luring
Clowns
kids.
are
You know,
clowns are just
clowns.
Scary.
Yeah.
Clowns are just scary to begin with. I'm looking forward to that television show they're doing. The what is
Oh,
it?
yeah.
Return to Derry or something
Return
like
to
that.
Derry, yeah. With
It's going to be
it's like a
television
Pennywise
Yeah.
origin story.
Yeah, so I'm eager to kind of see what that's all about.
And the thing that with that creature with Pennywise or / it, it's really it, because Pennywise is just an appearance it makes.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it goes with what Stephen King did with his love for Lovecraft. You know, H.P. Lovecraft, because H.P. Lovecraft talked about a lot of these old gods, which are like these, you know, like Cthulhu and all these old demon things that we can't even imagine because they're so grotesque, you know?
Yeah.
They'd probably melt our brain. And it kind of is his homage to like an H.P. Lovecraft type of creature
Yeah.
because it's a creature that's been around forever.
Yeah.
And Lovecraft always, you know, kind of infuses that cosmic into his creatures. And, you know, with the deadlights, you know, don't look in the deadlights. That's kind of it's a cosmic thing.
Yeah.
It's to hypnotize you and suck your energy.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
It's good.
Good choice, man.
Yeah.
Good choice. I didn't honestly. Yeah, you're pulling some good ones out.
Yeah.
I didn't consider it. Honestly, I didn't consider it.
Really?
No, I didn't. That's good though.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And going along with what Darren did, because, you know, he's like either or. My number 3 is an either or.
Oh shit! And I have a feeling that's gonna be funny if your 3 is my 3.
No,
No? Okay, go for it.
my 3 is your 4. It's the Blob.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
Either the 58
matter which
version
one?
or the 88 version. Well, I saw the 58 version first because creature features late at night,
yeah.
or even Saturday afternoon, you know, monster movie, you know, those marathons that they had after cartoons.
Yeah.
That's probably one of the first times I've seen it. And that scared me as a kid. And I remember seeing Son of the Blob, the one that had, I think it was Larry Hagman, like directed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Son of the Blob.
Son of the Blob. And it's
Larry Hagman.
it's an early 70s like sequel to the Blob. Almost like a not even a sequel, more like a retelling, but they are trying to make it like a sequel. That's a terrible movie. Very low budget, almost in the neighborhood of being a like a Killer Tomatoes movie. But yeah, I love the 58 version, and oh man, enough can't be said about the 88 version. Like you said,
It's been
the
so long
effects.
since I've seen the 80.
Oh, really?
I need to watch it.
Oh, you do.
Yeah.
It's an awesome movie, dude.
Yeah.
I think for me,
Do you have it?
No.
I have the DVD. I'll give it to you because
cool.
I have it. I have the Blu-ray.
Okay.
and it's taking up shelf space.
You'll be doing him a favor,
Yeah,
man.
you'll be doing him a favor.
Yeah. Sweet.
So but either or.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good one. I mean, like,
And plus, it's a great creature. I mean, think about
it
it.
is.
Because I've always thought, what the Blob against like other great
Yeah.
creatures, the Blob absorbs you. It's basically
isn't it like caustic?
Yeah, it's basically like a fucking stomach that just absorbs you. It just crawls around. It gets you. It creeps like the song. It creeps and crawls. It's the Blob. And that's from the old movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a creepy crawly stomach, and it'll absorb you, and then you're part of it, and it grows.
If you think about it, let's say it went up against another monster, right? Well, unless that monster knew what the weakness is of the Blob, there's no way you could beat it. And the only reason they found out in the original movie was, it just kind of happened across it, right?
Right.
So as a I don't know, let's just say whatever monster.
Well, the old one, it was cosmic. It was an alien. In the newer one, again, we should
You
have
don't
let
need to say
spoilers.
spoilers.
But yeah, the newer one, it wasn't a government. It was a government
Some
research.
sort of experiment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For, weaponry for that. That's what they. And they're like, oh well, let's see how it does with this area. And yeah,
I love that.
That was
movie.
wrong.
Dude, Darren, you got to watch it again.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's really good. All right, so this is interesting because my number 3 is an either or, and this was tough for me. Well, actually, it wasn't that tough because it came down to which movie that this creature is in that I liked more. And I mean, I'm thinking Morris is looking like he knows what it is. So it's Aliens. So to me, and Morris would probably Alien is probably he likes it more than say Aliens, and that's okay. I just like Aliens more because I just think it's more enjoyable, more entertaining for me.
It's a total like action fest.
Game over, man.
Yeah. I mean, and Alien's a great movie. It's a slow burn. And I'm not a big fan of slow burns.
Yeah.
And Aliens, I mean, it has everything. For me, it's like...
I mean, Shaylee wasn't much of a fan of Alien, but she liked Aliens much better because I think the pacing of Aliens is better pacing.
Oh yeah, it's moving.
I think too that the effects are better. I mean, 70s versus 80s. James Cameron, of course, Mr. Cameron, I just think the effect, obviously years had passed and in Alien, the alien's cool, don't get me wrong, but you also can tell it looks like a kind of a rubber suit. Not maybe a rubber suit, but a suit. I don't feel at any point in Aliens does it come off that way to me. I just think that they executed it a whole lot better. A lot more action, which I love, especially in the mid 80s, and a lot of great actors. A lot of great actors in that damn movie.
Oh yeah.
And so it was, so my number, what was that, 3? Aliens.
So I'm going to make this easy. My number 3, Aliens. No need to talk about it, I guess, because we kind of just
absolutely
did.
Can talk about it.
Okay. Well, I mean, let's see. When did that come out?
86.
86.
Yeah.
So I was a junior, and for me, just that whole Alien thing is a nostalgia.
Yeah,
it's just that's where it really comes from. I liked Alien though.
Yeah, I did too.
And it was a toss up. I was going back and forth on which to actually put.
I had both. I had Aliens/Aliens, but I'm like no, and I'm like I crossed out because I'm like Aliens is just more entertaining for me.
So when you get beyond that, then not so much. Like the other ones, like yeah. so between Alien and Aliens, for me, it was, well, yeah, what was I more entertained? And it would have to be Aliens.
Yeah.
Just for the,
Yeah.
I don't know, the pacing was just better. It was just,
Yeah. I mean, Alien is great, right? I mean, it's definitely, it builds up that tension, almost that dread. I don't think Aliens really does that. I don't think there's a lot of dread in it. I think Alien is filled with, and then, I mean, Alien still has one of the greatest, I mean, when the alien pops out of the chest, dude, you can't get any better than that. But there's not enough of that.
But I don't know, man. I'm heavy into sci-fi.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get any better than that creature. I mean, as far as
it's
a sci-fi
pretty damn
creature.
awesome.
I mean, you don't get much better than that.
Mm-hmm. No, you don't.
You
don't. Yeah. So, all right, Morris, what's your number? What are you number 2?
Number 2.
Oh, I have. Oh.
So my number 2 is a monster that I would love to see do a versus with the Blob, and that would be 1982's The Thing.
Huh.
Dude, think about that.
Yeah.
The Blob against The Thing.
So maybe The Thing would become
could
Blob, it mimic the Blob?
I don't think it can, though, because the Thing has to.
The Blob would absorb it, but would the Thing try to
I don't think it can duplicate it, though, can it?
Why not?
Because I don't think the Blob has enough. I thought in order to duplicate it, it had to have certain characteristics in order to copy it. I don't think the Blob would have that characteristic to copy.
But would the Blob start absorbing the Thing, and then there wouldn't be a Thing, or would? Well, then that means the Blob would win if there is no longer the Thing, right? Wouldn't that be
This
awesome?
is-
Well, we have to look up about the mechanics of the Thing's ability to.
I thought it could only copy something that had it copies a dog or it copies a human that has certain characteristics. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's blood and organs and all those. It's a living creature that it can copy. I don't know if that's the rules.
Yeah.
But then the Blob, I mean, that's what I was talking about. The Blob would just absorb it, right? And then it would be
right. It's hard to say.
I just don't know if
it's a good debate. Oh my God! But let's talk about The Thing.
Oh
my God! What can I say about The Thing? It's one of my favorite movies ever. It's probably my favorite. Like I said, it is my favorite John Carpenter film.
Well,
it's such a great film.
I mean, according to this, it can take over and assimilate into other life forms, including humans. Not saying only humans, not saying
So
only complicated or complex things. It just says other life forms.
So then it could copy the Blob.
I don't see why it can't.
Huh.
I don't see why it can't.
But if a huge blob covered the Thing, would the Thing even have a chance to copy it, or would it be digested?
I don't know. That
right?
Yeah.
Because both are kind of the Thing assimilates. Oh my God, I think I got it.
So the Blob basically absorbs you, right, and just becomes a bigger
version of itself.
Yeah.
It's basically absorbing and digesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder how that would go. Could the Thing just immediately copy it? And then who would win? Because they're essentially the same thing now. No pun intended.
Now, doesn't all the Thing need to do is touch?
I think so.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just has to come in contact.
Well, it needs to have some time.
Okay, so it
needs some quiet time to do it.
Yeah, it can't just be immediate.
Just kind of like the body snatcher pods. The seed pods.
Yeah.
And that actually was almost going to be my number 2. Because I think that's a great monster and that's a great film. And I think I'd go more with the 78 version than the 50s version. The 1978 version with, Leonard Nimoy and Donald Sutherland.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just love The Thing. The Thing movie itself. It's a great film. We've talked about it before.
Yeah.
It is a slow burn, but it's paced well to where you're interested in every single frame.
Yeah.
And you're following, what's going on, and taking you to. You're basically the character of McCready,
Yeah.
and you're kind of looking through his eyes through this.
Trying to distinguish what is human and what's not,
Right.
and then a paranoia takes over because everyone is not sure who's who.
Yeah, who goes there?
Yeah, and I don't think it's I think it's a little slow, but I wouldn't say it's as slow as say Alien. I think it definitely there's a lot going on, and what goes on is again, I hate to say that. There's just a lot. I mean, the effects we've already talked about in this is
Right.
just phenomenal, dude.
Oh yeah.
Like
Groundbreaking.
Some of the best.
Groundbreaking.
Really some of the best.
like I don't know any other movie that had better effects than
At
The
that
Thing.
time.
At that,
And maybe
I'm talking practical.
Yeah.
I would still say to this day, practical effects. If you for 1982 and what he had to work with, I just
Well, Rob Bottin,
I mean,
he suffered exhaustion, and he had
yeah.
to go into the hospital.
he did. He worked nonstop, man.
Yeah.
But his effects are just still. I mean, oh man.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we can keep talking about The Thing because my number 2 is The Thing.
Nice. Keep talking.
That's my number 2. Yeah. What else can we say about it? Well, John Carpenter, as everyone knows, hopefully, that's my favorite director. It's not my favorite John Carpenter movie because I have other ones that are, Escape from New York is on there, Big Trouble in Little China is on there, maybe Christine, but I mean, The Thing is up there. I love Kurt Russell. It's a great cast. Yeah, I mean, what is more like feels more isolated than the middle of fucking nowhere where it's just ice and snow,
Antarctica or something like.
Yeah, I mean, they picked the perfect location to fill. You got isolation, you got dread, you got paranoia. You build this perfect fucking movie, and then you throw this monster that can copy and duplicate stuff. And
Well, what was also great for me was it's also kind of sci-fi because it's an alien
it's
creature.
it's an alien creature. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And you never really know its backstory,
Yeah.
which is
No.
also awesome.
The
Not really.
prequel. I only watched it maybe once.
I've seen
or
it once or twice.
I can't remember. I don't think they dive into that, do they? They
don't.
The origin of it.
Well,
I can't remember if they did. I don't think they do.
I think in some deleted scenes they were saying that the Thing was actually a kind of like a collected creature that broke out of its cage on the ship and killed the pilots. But I don't know. Maybe not. I always like to think that the Thing was actually piloting the ship that crashed, 200,000 years ago.
That's what I kind of thought.
But they were trying to explain it, like I said, in a deleted scene for the prequel. I wish they would have called the Thing something different for the prequel,
Yeah, they just called it the Thing.
The
or
Thing. Yeah, and people wrongly call it a remake.
A
It's
remake,
it's
yeah.
It's not. It's definitely not
Yeah,
a remake.
I mean, it
folks.
plays like a remake with the different cast, but it's just isolation and the snow, and it's the Norwegian team.
Yeah, the
know.
Norwegian team. That's right. Yeah, I mean, we could talk about the Thing a lot, but everyone couldn't listen to the previous episode we did on the Thing.
Yeah, there you go.
I think Jake and I did that. All right, Darren, what do you got for number 2?
All right, number 2. What do you think I have?
I don't know. I mean, did you honorable mention the Thing yet? Because you haven't done the Thing. Have you done the Thing?
No.
Shit, I don't think it's. I think the Thing is probably number 1 for you. I don't know what number 2 would be. Here he said Aliens, huh?
Yeah,
Shit, I don't know.
Jaws.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was gonna say Jaws, but
Yeah.
then I wasn't sure.
dude. The first time I saw that movie, I was scared out of my fucking.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. Couldn't get in the water. Couldn't get in the pool. Couldn't get in any form of water.
Do you remember they played that on TV before Jaws 2 came out? And we probably saw it at the same time on TV.
Probably.
And during the summertime, I couldn't get in the water.
Yeah.
Like we went to a lake and I would not put my feet in the water.
Yeah. Even like your feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I used to go to the movies with my uncle and my grandfather. And notoriously, my grandfather would make us late every single time. And we had this habit of getting in there halfway through the movie, sitting down, watching, and then staying and waiting until the next one.
So you caught up to.
And then we would watch until we caught up and we bolt
hell
out.
no.
He did it every.
I would have left Grandpa at home.
He did it every single time. And that one.
Oh,
and like, so we get in there. I want to say we get in, maybe somewhere around the, just before, dude's leg gets bit off.
Oh, that's
okay.
far.
Yeah. And we're, and I'm freaking out at that. I mean, just right there, we sit down and dude's leg gets bitten off. And I'm like, and then we get through this thing and I'm like scared out of my freaking mind. Okay. And and I just want to go. And like, I just want to get up and go because, all right, I'm good. And we had to sit through like the next one to
get to the lake.
Yeah, it was excruciating for me.
That's like when, like going on the zipper and then them not letting you off the zipper for like 3 or 4 rotations.
Yes.
And you're like, okay, I'm done with this ride.
So done.
You're like, I'm done with this movie.
That's funny, dude. Oh my God.
Like the worst thing was what's his name? I'm drawing a blank.
The actor?
No. The character.
The shark?
Oh, Sheriff Brody.
No. The other dude.
Oh, Mike. Yeah.
Why
Richard Dreyfuss's character?
Yeah.
No,
Quint.
The
Quint. Oh
Quint.
my God.
Oh,
Jesus,
yeah.
sorry. When he gets bit in half, man, the blood and the company. Oh my God.
And that was a PG movie.
Yes. Dude, that movie is so iconic. It is so, in all of like the, obviously the mechanical challenges they had with that.
Sure.
Yeah.
And sure, I suppose now, you watch it and it's pretty obvious that it's
No, it's not.
You don't think it's obvious?
No, it's not.
Because okay, there are some scenes though when I watch now.
Yeah.
When it comes out of the water and it's doing its thing, you can see the rubber on the edges of its.
Doesn't do that for me.
Really?
No, because I look past that and I remember how petrified I was. How petrified I still am of that movie.
Oh, it doesn't affect my love for it, or it does not somehow in any way taint anything. But I notice those little things now as an adult. Looking at it, I can kind of see how there's like this weird crease. When rubber, when you squeeze rubber and it bulges.
I know exactly the parts that you're talking about.
I just chalk it up to like I've never been close enough to a shark, and maybe their skin does that.
That's funny.
Yeah, I would never want to get that close to a shark.
No,
big.
never, ever want to do that.
20, 25, 26 foot. Fucking.
Plus there's like an inherent. Well, I mean, maybe not everybody has this sort of a fear, but drowning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and just the ocean is just so unexplored. I mean, there's so much down there that, including aliens that we just don't know about, and it's like you get out there and like, you're just in a bunch of nothingness.
That's one of my top nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you are significantly at the bottom of the food chain.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, one of my top nightmares, and Rick knows this, is waking up in the middle of the ocean or falling into the ocean, and it's in the middle of the ocean where there's no land around.
Yep.
And then I'm probably extending down into the ocean about like maybe 10 feet, and then opening my eyes and seeing a large creature bigger than Jaws, probably like the Kraken,
like Leviathan style.
Like Leviathan style.
Yeah.
And just crawling around and seeing it kind of murky. It's murky and dark. You can't really picture exactly what it is. Some sort of kaiju thing. Mm-hmm. But I think that's where it goes back to like Godzilla being one of my favorite creatures because he's from the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's a fear. It's a definite fear, and that affected you that way, man. Jaws is like such a fucking classic.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
Seriously.
So are we doing this?
Doing it, number
We're doing
one.
it?
Hold on, ready?
Number It's one that we've talked about, and I think you guys know what my number one is. It's from 1979. It is Alien.
Huh.
Yeah.
The first one.
The first one. Xenomorph it's a great monster, but specifically I love it in this film because this is the first film I saw with this creature.
Yep.
And for all the reasons you guys, don't have it up on the list, that's the reason why it is high on my list. Because I love the slow burn. I love the feel. I love the fact that Ridley Scott modeled this movie after 2001 Space Odyssey.
Yeah.
And even the set design, it's impeccable. What they did with it, with the miniatures, the models, and even the alien, even the face hugger was from
we didn't even mention the face huggers.
Didn't.
Yeah, it was from I want to say sheep intestines that they stuck inside the egg. That was real sheep intestines that they had, and even the freaking face hugger when they're looking at it and probing it.
Oh, yeah.
All that was not practical effects. That was like actual like tissue and stuff. They just got it from like the intestines of some animals. And then they just kind of laid it out a certain way.
Yeah.
That's why it looks so gelatinous and nasty and juicy and and it looks real.
Yeah.
Because it is real. It's real
Yeah.
tissue.
Yeah.
And that shit freaked me out when I saw it. I saw this for the first time, not in the theater. I had a lazy fucking teacher that played this, Motel Hell,
Yeah, Motel.
the original Star Wars, and I'm missing one more. It was the summer before we went into 6th grade at Catholic school.
Oh my god.
They wheeled the cart
Wow.
out. We watched Motel Hell, which had nudity in it,
Oh my god.
and Alien.
Interesting.
That's crazy.
That wasn't my Catholic school.
And,
that much.
and Star Wars, because this is before Star Wars was released on VHS. He had a copy because he knew somebody from Lucasfilm that he got a copy, and it was like a master tape that he was given, and this is like 7 years before they released it on VHS for the public, and he actually had a copy, and I was like, God damn, this is great because I'm watching this movie yet again on the small screen. Because that shit didn't come out forever. But going back to Alien, oh my God, that shit scared me. Watching it in daylight class with all these classmates, and we're all just had our kind of heads laying down on the desk and watching it. And yeah, such a great movie.
It is.
So many great moments, but I can go on and on about Alien.
Yeah.
But I love, and not to crap on how you felt about the design of the man in suit.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that way about it because they limit the time that you see the creature so much that I believed it was a creature. I believed the xenomorph was a real creature. The way he moved, and especially that moment where she's in the pod and she just blew up the Nostromo, the main ship, and she's in the pod, and
wasn't it behind the
it was behind the suits, and it waved its arm down, and I was like, holy fuck, that's fucking, and then she's like creeping back and getting
into her
little panty body into the suit,
And her little suit
body.
Yeah. There was only maybe a part towards the end. Was it towards the end? I think it was towards the end where it definitely looked like a suit. Other than that, I thought it looked great.
Oh man, it's I love that.
But I think it's again the slowness of it for me, and I'm okay with the slow burns sometimes.
Yeah.
But
slow burns are fine for me if the narrative, if the story is told well, if the actors are acting well.
Yeah,
and the story's got to be great.
Yeah,
you watch something like my nephew Brandon was talking about. He goes, "Hey, have you seen that movie Skinamarink?" And I said, "No, I haven't. But what I hear of it it's not a good movie to watch because it's such a slow burn and it's shot very grainy to where nothing happens. I think I would lose interest.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't really want to waste my time with that kind of movie.
Yeah.
That's the kind of slow burn that would put me to sleep.
I hear you.
But yeah.
Alien is your number one.
Yep. 1979 classic.
Well, my number one, and this is probably why I went a little silent when Darren was talking about Jaws, because I didn't want but my number one, and this was a no-brainer. This wasn't even close. Like, if I could write them out, the other four would have like a 10-point font, and then Jaws would have like a 200-point font. That's how like distance, because this movie, first of all, it's a fucking masterpiece. Yeah. Okay, Steven Spielberg just fucking killed it with this. Considered probably the first summer blockbuster.
Oh yeah,
made for nothing and made just shit ton of money. But there's nothing. Now you could argue nowadays, looking at through our lens of the effects and stuff we see nowadays, sure, you could critique the shark like you did. Mm-hmm. But then, I mean, it's, dude, to this day, I do not like going in the water.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like going near the water. I don't like going to a pool. And it sounds so stupid. It's a swimming pool, Rick. Come on, man. I don't like going underwater because of this fucking movie, dude. Yeah. Like this fucking shark. Like, we'll go to Universal Studios, right? And we go on that tour. And I know it's a fake shark, and I do just about shit my pants.
Dude, when I was a kid and I saw it for the first time, I believed it was a real great white shark.
Yeah.
That they just got footage. Like, I really did.
Dude, I mean, just everything. The music is, dude. I mean, can you get any better than the music?
No,
I mean, it sets because we don't see the shark a lot, right?
Yeah.
But the music sets the tone that we know some shit is going down. Not to mention it, and I believe, and this will be a later episode we do down the road, it is the greatest fucking horror poster. If we call it horror poster, there is. Every time I see that, I feel like I'm that fucking chick swimming there, and this enormous, monstrous shark is going to eat me up.
I used to have this, the novelization. I used to stare at that picture all the time because you kind of daydream on it.
Yeah.
And you think like, especially the nightmares I'd have, I'm thinking, the darker at the bottom of that picture.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking the depths and being lost down there and not being able to reach the surface.
Yeah.
It's scary.
I get scared of drowning. To this day, I get scared of being under the water. I just don't like it, man. And then when you add certain elements to this movie where it's dark and you're fucking.
Well, a shout out to all the listeners who like Shark Week. That poster, that's real, man.
Yeah.
Those great white sharks breach. They will straight up do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I could talk about Jaws forever. There's just the acting is phenomenal, dude. I mean, come on, Steven Spielberg. I know they had issues with the salt water and the mechanics of the shark, but fuck, dude.
And then,
the iconic lines. I think we're going to need a bigger boat. Oh my God, dude, there's just so many. Fuck.
Yeah.
I mean,
the whole scene when they were in the cabin and they were drinking.
Oh yeah.
And they were talking about Quince was telling us, Indianapolis. Yeah.
Yeah.
That whole scene was just riveting. I was just glued listening to the story.
Yeah.
And it was just a dude telling a story.
Just three guys having some drinks around a table, and Yep.
That's all there was to the scene, but it was so like engaging.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we could talk forever on Jaws, but
the score itself with John Williams' score.
Oh my God.
Even the happy times, like the beach scenes.
Brilliant, dude. The dolly zoom, which we brought up multiple times in episodes. Yeah. Like, when Roy Scheider's just sitting on the beach, and then dude, it's just a phenomenal movie. I don't know. I don't think I can say anything bad about the movie. I think it's a near masterpiece by Spielberg. It really is.
Yep.
And I'm 51 and I'm still scared of a shark that wasn't fucking real.
That's so funny.
If it didn't do its job, then So anyways, that's my number one.
Great number one.
All right. Well, what do you think my number one is?
Shit. What was go? You got Jeepers Creepers. What else you got? Go 5 to 4.
It.
5 to 1. Okay. Jeepers Creepers. It.
Aliens.
Jaws. The Thing.
The Thing.
Oh, nice.
That's it. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, there's no wrong answers, right? I mean, it's tough. I mean.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, there's nothing. I don't know. I mean, it kind of
That's a
sucks to
fucking-
end it like that, but there's nothing more they can really say that hasn't already been said about that movie. Even the prequel,
Yeah.
the new, you know,
Yeah, that prequel.
yeah, I absolutely love that one too.
Yeah.
because I loved how it was told from the other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wish there was a little. I guess if we're talking about that prequel,
And then it
less,
ends with the
special.
dog.
Yeah.
You know, and that starts the
dude.
I
82
just
version. Mm-hmm. The thing that sucks about the prequel was the fact that they did do practical effects for that, and then at the last minute, the studio decided to cover those up with CGI.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Oh,
You should have
yeah.
left the practical effects.
yeah, I didn't know that.
I'll take practical
Still good.
effects any day.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm sick of the fucking other shit, dude. I mean, I know it's necessary at times, fucking whatever, but
But it's like that whole premise of like wolf in sheep's clothing.
Yeah.
Like you don't know who's actually the thing.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
creepy, man.
And almost turning right, like you guys are a solid unit, right? Like you're all these friends that have been here for a while,
And it's like a fracturing of a
and you're not sure who is who anymore.
it's like
or
lack of
who's
trust.
what
You don't know
anymore.
what's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
So not only is it there's gore, and not only is there visceral, but you got the psychological horror going
Oh,
on
yeah.
too.
Definitely.
Paranoia, isolation,
Absolutely.
and those are some strong like features of horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's an amalgamation of all of that just makes that movie the.
You know, and people want to always say, okay, well, you know, was Childs or was McCready at the end of the movie? Which one was the thing? I like to think that neither one of them were, and that they were just going to die
Yeah.
because they couldn't trust each other.
Yeah.
Well, and then the fact that they were going to freeze to death. There was
Yeah.
nowhere for
Well,
them
that's-
to go.
that's it.
They were going to
They-
freeze.
they were
going
gonna
to
freeze to death.
So it's like, did they freeze to death, or was one of them the? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those are good lists.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it, folks. Top 5 monster movies from our perspective.
Yep.
Like it, dislike it. I don't give a fuck. No, I'm just kidding.
It's our list.
Hey, I say this. Anyone who listens to us, feel free to shoot us a message on Instagram and break down your top 5 when
Yeah.
this episode comes out. I'd love to hear that.
I would love to hear that too.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Jot it down in the comments.
anything else, you guys?
That's what I can think of.
No, I can't either.
We got to do some more of these.
Yeah.
Do top 5 ghosts.
Top 5 ghosts. Cat? No, I was kidding. Yeah, we could.
Patrick Swayze.
Hey, there,
Patrick Swayze and Ghost. No,
there's enough ghost.
Slimer.
There's enough ghost movies out there.
we could break down. There's a shit ton we could do. We could do top 5 vampire movies, top 5 werewolf movies.
I still think that we should do like pitting a horror movie.
Monster against it.
Just doesn't have to
We-
be a monster.
we
It can
almost
just be
did-
whatever.
That was pretty good with the
with the
thing
blob and the
blob.
thing. Man,
Be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We got to give that some thought.
Yep.
Figure out how we would construct that.
Yep.
I see some of these YouTube videos of some creatures like A Quiet Place, the Quiet Place
yeah.
creatures.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Those pitted against like the creatures from what was that? Blind Box.
Oh, the one with what's her name?
Yeah.
I never saw that. The Bird Box.
Bird Box,
I
that's it.
never
Oh,
watched
yeah.
that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good movie.
I never watched it.
Or
I
those
just-
pitted against the ones, and now I can't think of the name of the movie, the Chris Pratt movie. Those creatures, they were like alien creatures too that came down from, from above, and they always talk about these, pitting one creature against another creature, which one would win.
Yeah.
I love those kind of things.
We could do that. That could be an episode we do.
I think it'd be a good one.
I think so too. All right, folks. Well, that's it for us. Great lists.
Yep.
Thanks again for coming out, guys. Appreciate it as always. That'll do it for us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
You listened all the way to the end. We appreciate that. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Ear for Fear Podcast, Twitter at Ear for Fear, and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Ear for Fear Podcast. You can also check out our website, earforfear.com. There we list news and events. We're available on all the main platforms, so make sure you tell a friend. We hope you come back and get an earful.